Men are more moral than they think, and far more immoral than they can imagine. The madman is a dreamer awake. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. Public self is a conditioned construct of the inner psychological self. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. We are what we are because we have been what we have been, and what is needed for solving the problems of human life and motives is not moral estimates but more knowledge. Children are completely egoistic. They feel their needs intensely and strive ruthlessly to satisfy them. A man should not strive to eliminate his complexes, but to get into accord with them. They are legitimately what directs his conduct in the world. Love and work are the cornerstones of our humanness. Obviously, one must hold oneself responsible for the evil impulses of one's dreams. In what other way can one deal with them? Unless the content of the dream, rightly understood, is inspired by alien spirits, it is part of my own being. Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. Great decisions in the realm of thought and momentous discoveries and solutions of problems are only possible to an individual working in solitude. A woman should soften but not weaken a man. The more the fruits of knowledge become accessible to men, the more widespread is the decline of religious belief. Just as a cautious businessman avoids investing all his capital in one concern, so wisdom would probably admonish us also not to anticipate all our happiness from one quarter alone. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities. The tendency to aggression is an innate, independent, instinctual disposition in man. It constitutes the powerful obstacle to culture. The liberty of the individual is no gift of civilization. It was greatest before there were analogies, it is true, decide nothing, but they can make one feel more at home. The first human who hurled an insult instead of a stone was the founder of civilization. The great question that has never been answered, and which I have not yet been able to answer, despite my 30 years of research into the feminine soul, is, what does a woman want? Flowers are restful to look at. They have neither emotions nor conflicts. One is very crazy when in love. Just as no one can be forced into belief, so no one can be forced into unbelief. The goal towards which the pleasure principle impels us, of becoming happy, is not attainable. Yet we may not, nay, cannot, give up the efforts to come nearer to realization of it by some means or other. When one does not have what one wants, one must want what one has. He that has eyes to see and ears to hear may convince himself that no mortal can keep a secret. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips. Betrayal oozes out of him at every pore. Everywhere I go, I find that a poet has been there before me. Whoever loves becomes humble. Those who love have, so to speak, pawned a part of their narcissism. We believe that civilization has been created under the pressure of the exigencies of life at the cost of satisfaction of the instincts. Analysis does not set out to make pathological reactions impossible, but to give the patient's ego freedom to decide one way or another. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. A man who has been the indisputable favorite of his mother keeps for life the feeling of a conqueror.